You realized it was the last day for that homework you had been putting off for a while. It's been worrying you for a long time, and you've been avoiding it by putting it off. You can't put it off any longer. You want to do some research on YouTube, but your favorite YouTube channel just uploaded a new video. Oh no, it's so late. Maybe you'd better get up early in the morning and do it. This is exactly what the cycle of procrastination is. The task is too scary for you, so you put it off. Then it's even scarier because you put it off. And so it goes on forever. How do I know what you're going through so well? Actually, everyone goes through it a lot. So why do we keep putting things off even though we know it's hurting us? Do you think you're lazy? Or do you think you're useless? Come on and let's answer all these questions. If you still haven't subscribed to the channel, you can pause the video and subscribe. What is procrastination? Procrastination is the tendency to leave a task or responsibility that needs to be done within a certain period of time for a later time. This can negatively affect one's ability to achieve long-term goals and productivity. In fact, procrastination is not a negative behavior. It is quite useful to postpone unimportant tasks in order to complete higher priority tasks. Procrastination is when we avoid a task we plan to do for no good reason, even though we expect our behavior to have negative consequences. When we think of procrastination, we think of things like procrastination or laziness, but these are not the main problem. Causes of procrastination. Procrastination occurs as a result of our brain trying to protect us by avoiding a task that it perceives as a threat. The pressure of responsibilities is perceived by your brain as a threat, and your brain responds to it as if it were a threat in the making. Your amygdala, which is made up of neurons tasked with processing emotions, releases the hormone adrenaline to get rid of the feeling of fear. This prevents you from thinking long-term, causing you to flee from the source of anxiety at the first opportunity. Emotional factors. We often put off tasks that evoke negative emotions in us, such as feelings of fear, inadequacy, and insecurity. We may not be ready to face the stress and pressure of tasks. When you are afraid that the water is cold, you should know that waiting will not warm it up. We may not have enough motivation to start the task. But people have succeeded not because they had motivation, but because they had discipline. Being under the influence of emotional factors such as fear of failure, perfectionism, can also prevent you from taking action. You should know that these fears will grow when your action is delayed. Mental barriers and motivation. You may be intimidated by the complexity of the task you have to complete. Difficulty in setting one's long-term goals or focusing on short-term goals can lead to a lack of motivation. The tendency to focus on immediate gratification, to engage in an activity that is immediately satisfying, and to prefer instant gratification interferes with focusing on long-term goals. Time management. Inadequate perception of time. When a person misjudges the time needed to complete a task, it can lead to procrastination. Having too much time can also lead to perceiving time as infinite and increase the likelihood of procrastination. The habit of consistently leaving tasks to the last minute can reinforce procrastination behavior. The idea that all procrastinators are lazy is wrong. It is laziness in the body and brain, a state of having no energy and a general tiredness. When feeling lazy, we often sit and do nothing, rather than distract ourselves with trivial tasks. Actually, most people procrastinate because they care too much. Stop procrastinating. Breaking free from procrastination is a process that requires disciplined effort and self-defense strategies. The process of recovering from procrastination is individual, and the person may need to identify, practice, and regularly review self-defense strategies. Remember that this process can take time and patience. It is a goal that can only be achieved with regular effort and self-control. Here are some detailed strategies that can be used to reduce or prevent procrastination. Goal setting and chunking. Breaking large tasks into smaller subtasks makes them more manageable and achievable. Prioritizing these subtasks helps you identify the ones that need to be addressed first. Time management techniques. The Pomodoro technique, where you work intensively for a certain period of time and then take a short break, increases focus time. Starting a task increases the likelihood of completing it. Taking a small step can help you start a big business. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Prioritizing and planning. You can prioritize your work by creating daily or weekly plans. Doing challenging tasks when your energy is at its highest can help you be more successful. Dealing with emotional barriers. It is important to face emotional barriers and understand these feelings rather than running away from them. Recognizing and dealing with emotional barriers such as fear of failure and fear of criticism can reduce procrastination. Increasing motivation. Developing an emotional attachment to goals can increase motivation. Recording achievements and rewarding yourself with small rewards can strengthen motivation. Taking control of environmental factors. Controlling environmental factors, especially limiting phone and social media use, can increase focus. Organizing the work environment and the way you work can increase productivity. Positive language and beliefs. I also talked about this in my video on anxiety. If you haven't watched it yet, I suggest you watch it. Using positive language towards yourself can help you focus on success. Replacing beliefs that you can't succeed with positive thoughts increases confidence in yourself. Social support and responsibility. Explaining your goals to others and getting support from them can increase a sense of responsibility. Collaborating with a friend or mentor in the work environment can increase motivation. Continuous improvement and evaluation. Continuously evaluate your own behavior to identify and implement effective strategies. Comparing where you were at the beginning of the process and where you are now is the biggest indicator of your progress. This will give you extra motivation. Frequently review and adjust your successful strategies. I'm curious about your experiences with this topic and your thoughts on the video. Please don't forget to like and comment on the video. I value your feedback. Keep improving until the next video.